Sup average dad fans, welcome back to another video. Today's slightly different video. Today I want to talk about what phones I'm excited for in the first quarter of 2022. But Saturday, so that's normally consists of me, since I'm Scottish, eating shortbread, watching the football scores come in because I've always got a bet on that I'll lose, and catching up on some tech videos. Shout out to John Prosser, Front Page Tech. I wish I could do news as funny as you do, but I'm going to give this a crack. As I say, let's talk about phones that you should be excited about in 2022. I certainly am. And remember, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications so you get updated as soon as I post more videos. I really didn't want to copy Techspert and say poke, subscribe and ding that notification bell because he should trademark that. I need to come up with a snappy catchphrase to get you to subscribe. Until then, just hit subscribe. Let's go. So, first things first, let's talk about the first phone of the year of any note, I guess. And ironically, this is the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE. Yes, we're in 2022, but due to that thing that we won't talk about because we'll get demonetized on YouTube, but essentially the impact it had on the chips and the silicon across the globe has meant that the Samsung S21 FE has been released in January of 2022. Now, even if this was released in the last quarter of last year, I would still be about excited about this phone as being hit by a bus. It just does not appeal to me. It's £700, so $700 probably for you guys watching the US. Plastic backed phone. I don't care what you say, I don't care how you try to swing it, sell it, polycarbonate, really nice feeling plastic, save the planet, blah blah blah. You ain't going to swing it anyway with me other than it's a plastic phone for £700. The S21 FE, for those that care about specs, does have the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip. If you're in the US, over here you're going to get the, I believe it's the Exynos 2100 chip. Both stellar chips, both going to perform any gaming tasks you deem necessary. Now, while playing the games, you want a decent screen, and the Samsung, in fairness, does have just that. It's a very decent screen. It's 120Hz, it's a 240Hz touch response rate, 6.4 and a bit inches, so let's call it 6.5 inches for argument's sake. AMOLED display. Great. It's got a triple camera array with the wide, ultra wide and 2x telephoto. It's a Samsung S21 essentially. What I would say is on Amazon right now you're getting the Samsung S21 Plus for cheaper than the Samsung S21 FE. So bit of a buyer's guide here, don't buy the S21 FE, just go for the S21 Plus. It's a far superior phone. Yeah, so I wanted to kick it off by mentioning the Samsung phone, even though I'm really not excited. Because I'm addicted to tech and because I want to try and turn out as many quality videos this year, I have ordered this phone. It will be coming in the next week or so, as it's on pre-order, but I don't intend on keeping it, so maybe post a comment nearer the time if you want to buy it from me for a discount. Next up, a phone I am truly excited about, and that is the OnePlus 10 Pro. If you go back to, I'll pop a card up here. If you go back to a video I made around about 8 months ago, The OnePlus 9 Pro to this day is still one of the best looking and feeling phones of 2021. Specs stack up with most other phones. Where it lacks and lets itself down is with all the bugs that came with the launch. They mostly have been fixed, but the software experience, and maybe that's part of the whole reason OnePlus is merging with Colour, so Oxygen OS and ColorOS are coming together to make a little baby, and hopefully that'll be a good thing. However, for me, the OnePlus was also let down by the hype regarding the Hasselblad partnership. I wanted this phone to be amazing so I could rock it all year, but I just couldn't. I had it for a few weeks and then, I'll be honest, I returned the device. Nothing as such wrong with it, but there was a bit of a quality issue for me for a phone that was £900. It just wasn't as smooth an experience as I wanted it to be. However, the OnePlus 10 hopefully will address some aspects. So the OnePlus 10 will come in a multitude of colours, including what looks like that Midnight Mist silver fingerprint magnet, which I actually really love. Yes, it attracts fingerprints, but A, you can wipe it down, or B, just put a case on it, a clear one if you still want to see the silverish colour. It has a triple camera array, or quad camera, but you know, as always, one of the cameras don't really count. Still, as much as the 50 megapixel wide and ultra wide cameras are going to be good with the new Sony sensors, I really wanted to see some more telephoto zoom magic coming from OnePlus for a change, particularly with this phone potentially exceeding that £900 price. So it is now officially slap bang in flagship top of the range territory, so it has to live up to that. Now it's coming with a 6.7 inch screen from the front. Not gonna lie, it's effectively the same as the OnePlus 9 Pro, however this is LTPO2. What that means is it can dynamically refresh its screen rate from 120Hz at peak all the way down to 1Hz. What does that mean? Better battery. But again, not to sound too negative, there are few, if any, maybe one iPhone 13 Pro Max flagship phone that will last you confidently 2 full days. No matter what refresh rate, dynamic LTPO screens you put on it, or however big the battery seems to be, because iPhone only have like a 3,500 and they manage, or 4,000 for the Max, but they manage, and there's 5,000 or 6,000 milliamp hour Android phones that won't last 2 days. So yeah, as much as the LTPO2 screen will help, it's still going to be charged every day. Just charge your phone every day. What it does have is super VOOC charging. Yes, it's stealing its charging from Oppo. It'll be 65 watt charging. Hopefully it'll keep the orangey red cable. I do like that with OnePlus. And last thing I want to say, we'll have 50 watt wireless charging, which is it's pretty cool with the proprietary £80 wireless charger, of course. Next up, so we're not really going in chronological order if you live in anywhere but China, as the OnePlus 10 Pro is already out there. We're going to have to wait till March. Although, to be fair, we might be going in chronological order. Easy for me to say. Next up, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Ultra. The Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra is one of my biggest regrets of last year. I had the chance to get one for full retail and opted against paying the £1,250 because I just didn't think it was worth it. Then Flossie Carter came out with this video and made me regret my choice. The phone looked incredible with the 120 times scumbag zoom, as Floss would call it, but also its customization features like those live wallpapers, the dynamic wallpapers, just everything about it, to be honest. The screen, the speakers. Again, Flossie, thank you for your video. Properly in-depth review video showing us the speaker quality compared to the S21 Ultra. Blew it out the water. So arguably Xiaomi made the best phone of the year last year with its display, speakers, cameras, and what they're doing this year. Trust me when I say this, I will be getting the Mi 12 Ultra. The design, first of all, well, look at it. I'm currently looking at a ring light and the camera array reminds me of that, or a Huawei. There looks like there's like 30 different sensors in there. But what Xiaomi are doing are emulating the camera system I had last year with 120 times zoom, the ultra wide, the wide, the macro slash micro lens, couple of flashes in there, time of flight sensor. They're packing it all in there with slightly better sensors than last year, so should be sharper image quality. Not that last year's was bad. Again, massive 6.8 inch screen it looks like it's going to be, in ceramic white or black. Again, Xiaomi with the Ultra tend not to go too wild with colours, unlike the OnePlus and the S21 FE. Yeah, I think I'm most excited about the Xiaomi. It will also be the most expensive, but I'm most excited about that. Okay, so next up, Samsung again. Definitely not done this in chronological order because I expect to have the Samsung S22 Ultra in my hands by the end of January, if not mid-February. I will hopefully manage to get the black variant, which I'm sure I will. I don't want to go too wild when it comes to like flagship phones. You're spending a lot of money, and I do think that when you rock a burgundy, I wouldn't buy the green one, but white sometimes. Yeah, I just want to play it safe with the black now. The Samsung S22 Ultra takes over from, again, arguably the phone of the year last year. Many people's phone of the year last year, actually, the S21 Ultra. Same cameras, same display, all with slight incremental upgrades and tweaks. What is more than an incremental, to me, it's a massive upgrade, is the note-like appearance it has. I love the squared off edges. I love the squared off edges. I also really like the new design with the camera, non-bump. For some reason, I think this makes it look more retro. I don't know if that makes sense because it's the most modern phone, but hear me out. Bumps were never really a thing, like a camera bump. I've got Nokia phones here that never had a camera bump. They were just little circles in the back of the phone. The bumps came because sensors got bigger, telephoto lenses got bigger with all the glass and mirrors, processing, all the stuff, so bumps got bigger. Samsung tried to eradicate that last year with merging it into the aluminium frame, which was a really cool idea, and I think they pulled it off. But this year, to not have a bump, I mean, I've seen renders of the phone, I've seen live images and videos of the phone. If you're balls deep in tech like me, I'm sure you have as well. Flat on a table, there's no rock. It really is pretty much a flat back. I really like that. We've not had that for a while, so again, super excited to have that in my hands, and I'll have the black variant for that. All the phones mentioned here have got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. There you go. What's different is, obviously, Samsung use One UI, software is different, chipset will be the same with all the phones I'm mentioning. And last but not least, I think I've already said this, but I mean it with this one, the phone that I'm really excited to see how it turns out is the Oppo Find X5. Reason being is, I have the Oppo Find X3 and I absolutely love this phone. This was my phone of the year. Now, when I get a bigger channel and when you hit subscribe, poke, do all that stuff, I will make my phone of the year when you actually care. But right now, my 4 fans don't really care about my phone of the year. But I'm telling you, it was the Oppo Find X3 Pro. Now, you may be thinking, but Mike, where's the X4 Pro? Well, being Oppo, being a Chinese brand, they don't do 4s. 4s is bad, so they're going to skip the X4 and go straight to the X5, which for me, I think is going to be a very, very interesting release. Hopefully in March of this year. Again, these are all before April, first quarter phones. What to expect from it? A different, again, Oppo with their Find X lines. So the Find X1 was the motorized camera for both selfie and rear. So the camera was all house within and it had a motor, so it would pop up and down. Very quick, seamless, really cool, nice idea. The Find X2 was like a circular pill camera array with the periscope lens. Completely different look to the Find X1. The Find X3, let me just rip off this case. Again, a completely different look, but to me, one of the best looks. And this was the mirrored finish you could get in matte blue, but the camera bump, 40 hours per phone because it's one sheet of glass, blah, blah, blah. Super design, love it. But again, it's more like an iPhone-esque, iPhone Pro-esque camera design. This one, as you can see from photos here, looks different again. I don't know what they're going to do with the cameras. There's barely any leaks that I can find on the Oppo device. What I do know is it will be rocking the exact same amazing 1 billion color, 1440 by 1320, 3210, like amazing 525 pixels per inch display, 6.7 inches AMOLED. It'll be dynamic. The Oppo Find X3 screen display is the best I have ever seen in person. There are other phones that share the same screen, but with everything else that works with it and the curved off edges. I know a lot of people aren't fans, people love the iPhone, and again, I still have an iPhone, I've got still the 12 Pro Max, squared off, great. I love the curvature of the screen on the Oppo and some other Android phones. So yeah, glad that Oppo are sticking with the curved edges. Don't want to see a all flat phone from them. I want my Android phone to be, well, quite different to my iPhone. I still need to have an iPhone, MacBook, HomePod, all that stuff. So that's the first quarter of 2022 in phones. However, the first phone I review is going to be before the S21 FE in a week or so. It will be the OnePlus Nord 2 Pac-Man edition. I meant to buy it before Christmas, got caught up in, well, Christmas, and never got around to it. I've ordered it. Thank you, Amazon, comes tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get a wee first impressions video out tomorrow and then again a more in-depth review. But OnePlus, as always with their collaborations, do it right. It ain't just a, other than the Hasselblad thing so far, but it ain't just slap a celebrity's name in it or Nike. Like the Apple Watch Nike edition. I get a different watch face. Thanks, Apple. Anyway, OnePlus do it right. That's been, again, a different video, so I'm going to get back to my tubby shortbread because I'm Scottish and that's what we do. I'm going to see if I've lost all my money and I need to sell the house or children. Maybe I'll just sell the children first. But until the next time, like the video, comment down below about what phones you're excited to see, what you want to know about all the phones I've just mentioned when I do my eventual reviews on the phones. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.